President Obama will address Congress and the nation in his third State of the Union address Tuesday night. In a video preview, Mr. Obama said he would call for a return to American values of fairness for all and responsibility from all. He said the nation can go in one of two directions. Now, one is towards less opportunity and less fairness. The other is to, quote, fight where I think we need to go, unquote, which he says is in building an economy that works for everyone, not just the wealthy few. Now, it looks like he's trying to address concerns raised by the Tea Party and Occupy Wall Street protesters. Now, many people in the country are angry about the economy, fearful for their jobs, and fed up with big profits from the big banks. What is it that you need President Obama to say to gain your confidence and secure your vote in 2012? Republican candidates are vying for the chance to take on President Obama in 2012, and they're duking it out this week before the Florida primary. Florida is considered an important primary state because of its size. It's the fourth largest population in the United States, and unlike previous contests in Iowa, New Hampshire, and South Carolina, there are large blocks of minority voters, including Hispanic, African American, and senior citizens. Now, as you watch the candidates, you may hear the attacks on one another's character, their personal wealth, and how they made their money. At this point in the primary process, however, which will last until late spring, voters are being shown a lot of dirty laundry by one candidate against another in hopes of tarnishing their reputation and electability. Now, heading into the primary, former House Speaker Newt Gingrich is tied with Mitt Romney in the Republican race, and that's according to the latest Gallup poll. The other top candidates are Ron Paul and Rick Santorum. Which candidate would be best aligned with your values and your personal platform? Meaning, besides family and your job, which would promote your cause or benefits the community in a way that you would like or hope? Well, Washington will likely become the seventh state in the nation to legalize gay marriage. Washington had a domestic partnership law in 2007 and an everything but marriage law since 2009. What changed was Senator Mary Margaret Hogan's decision to support the gay marriage law. She said she took her time making up her mind to, quote, reconcile my religious beliefs with my beliefs as an American, as a legislator, and as a wife and a mother who cannot deny to others the joys and benefits I enjoy, unquote. Now, what thought process would you use to come up with your personal decision as to your view on gay marriage? And how would you compare the issue of gay rights with that of interracial marriages, which were not permitted until a Supreme Court decision in 1967, and a woman's right to vote, which did not happen until the passage of the 19th Amendment in 1920? Freedom and democracy are at the heart of a fierce battle between the Syrian government and its people. Almost daily, there are new riots in Syrian cities against their president, Bashar Assad. More than 1,000 people have been killed since December alone. Among those killed, 28 women and 54 children. Other Arab nations are calling for President Assad to stop the bloodshed, resign, and hand power over to a top deputy, paving the way for new elections and a unity government with protesters. The U.S. has yet to get involved in the battle between the Syrian government and its citizens because Syria has not been a friend of the United States. Syria has allegedly even given safe refuge to terrorists. But even more, many Western nations fear getting involved with yet another war because they're still trying to get out of Afghanistan and have their eye as well on Iran and its growing nuclear threat. But do you think the United States should take a stronger stance in supporting freedom and democracy in Syria? Gas prices go up and down, often on world fears about whether oil will be available for sale. That's happening this week. Prices are rising because of Iran. That country has been building a nuclear bomb, which is very controversial, and consequently, Iran is suffering economic sanctions from Europe and the United States. In retaliation, Iran is threatening not to sell its oil to global customers, and that's about 4 million barrels a day, and to close a waterway called the Straits of Hormuz, which is used by tankers moving oil from the Mideast all over the world. Would you be willing to give up driving as much as you do now if by doing so you would keep another country such as Iran from proliferating nuclear weapons? The needs of women are on the chopping block now as the state of California tries to shore up its bottom line. The $137 billion 2012-2013 proposed state budget eliminates the California Commission on the Status of Women. The commission periodically holds statewide public hearings to assess the needs of women, communicates those needs to the governor and the legislature, and either endorses or sponsors legislation for women, legislation such as health insurance for maternity care, domestic violence protection for victims, as well as child custody proceedings. The commission's been around since 1965. To maintain the commission would cost taxpayers $265,000 annually. Without it, there are 28 local volunteer-run commissions in the state. Give your best argument as to why we should or should not justify the $265,000 to keep this commission operating.